The inspiration for this rant comes from a discussion I had with my CVFS workers boss. I told her I wanted to get out of my present housing situation and into something better. She replied, "Well, you should be glad you have a home. Most people, like you, don't." People like me? People like me? My kind? I live in the equivalent of the projects for elderly people, and I'm not even elderly. This apartment consists of this room and one other. Below me is a garage where there's construction noise going on during the day, and I hear shouting and swearing in the hall by night. Down the door, by the door, the elderly gossipers sit non-stop chatting about everyone that walks by. During this YouTube, you may hear my next-door neighbor sneeze. That's how thin the walls are. This is not a healthy place for someone who suffers from paranoia. My mental illness hit me at a young age. I was a promising music student, well respected at my college. I kept my eating disorder secret. See, I thought I was the only one that had this problem, and never realized there was such thing as eating disorders. It wasn't for another few years that singer Karen Carpenter died. Within a year, I could no longer do college. I applied for disability at age 25 and was granted payments at age 26. My work history was shoddy. My payments were so low that they had to be supplemented with what's known as SSI. My current income now, in 2013, is $844 a month, and I live in Boston. You get the idea. So, was I lucky to get into the projects? Yeah. You can tell me that the majority of other mental patients are worse off than I am. But doesn't that tell you something? Why are the mentally sick living marginalized lives? Why is it that I am expected to accept that this is what I deserve, and why? Am I sick because I sinned? No. Am I any less of a person than you or you or you because I do not get a paycheck? My ancestors, like the ancestors of most of those viewing this video, were not born in America. They were Jews who came over on a boat around the time of the dedication of the Statue of Liberty that welcomes newcomers to this country. Poet Emma Lazarus, who wrote the sonnet which became the inscription, was also a Jew. The poem describes the torch's flame as imprisoned lightning. The statue cries, yet her lips are silent. She welcomes the tired, the poor, the huddled masses yearning to breathe free, the wretched refuse, the homeless, and the tempest tossed. Who does this sound like to you? Who are you, America, to toss aside people with mental illnesses? Why do you turn your backs on us? Why should we live minimal lives? Why should we not be honored? Why should we not become wonderful, diverse people? The Native Americans who lived here before my ancestors lived here honored their community members who were sick. They honored the very young and the very old. They still do. The early Christians honored those strangers that wandered in from the wilderness and gave them medicine and ointment for their tired feet. As a child, I had it drilled into me that I, as a Jew, was one of God's chosen people. Later, in my 40s, I cultivated a new idea that we mentally ill folk were the chosen people. I'm now 55, and I truly believe that we are all chosen. We are chosen because, as humans, we have choices. You and I, America, and around the world, can now choose to give each other a hand to help our brothers and sisters with mental illnesses, including me, to be everything we can be. I ask you to take us further than just out of institutions and off the streets. I ask you to help us enrich your lives and become the incredible, talented people we are meant to be.